Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. We're going to be starting momentarily in about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Just make sure you hit that share button. Let everybody, we're about to get started. These 90-day runs are absolutely awesome. I'm excited to share this with you. So just stand by. We'll start momentarily. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Regardless of where you are in the world, it's an absolute honor and a pleasure to share this 90-day run session with you. I know Anne yesterday talked about the five C's, about commenting, creating content, connecting, converting, and celebrating. And I do recommend you go back and listen to these sessions. They are very important. Keep in mind that the sessions are a little bit more, I don't want to say the word intense, but a little bit more full of information so we can establish the basics. And one thing that Anne shared with you yesterday were some documents for you to download so you can actually take count of the work that you're doing and keeping track of the activities that you're doing, which is very, 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 very important. And I'm so glad, John. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm glad you're here to learn because this is exactly what it's all about. And folks, here's a situation: the more interactive you become, or let me rephrase that: the more attractive you are, the more interesting the segment becomes. And often it also gives a bit of a fire to the presenter to give you, its ultimate best. So we appreciate hearts, we appreciate likes, we appreciate comments. And one thing that Anne talked about yesterday in our session, and I want to bring this back here also before we begin, is make sure that you plan to commit. Commit. Stay the course. There will be moments, I'm telling you, that you won't feel like doing this. Things are going to get in the way. You're going to think that you're doing all of these activities and nothing's happening. In fact, things are happening. One thing that Eric talks about when he was doing his comparison with his training and you do all of this work for weeks at a time, and absolutely on the outside nothing shows, but on the inside things are happening, things are changing. And this is exactly what's going to happen with you if you follow through. But if you don't follow through and you stop, what's happening is it's like that plane that's trying to take off, right? And if you're trying to get some momentum, you're getting some momentum, and you should get some wing underneath the wings to be able to lift the plane up. But if you never continues, you're never going to get that momentum to be able to take off. And this is very important. So we highly, highly encourage you to stay the course. Make a commitment. Make a commitment to stay the course. And if you tend to do that, in the comment section, put a 1. Put a 1 in a comment section if you intend to stay the course. I know there's a little bit of a delay from the time that I'm making the question and you're posting. And again, very important to interact, because when you interact, that means that you are listening. You're hearing me. You get it. Okay? So again, if you intend to commit, put a 1 in a comment. Okay? Really appreciate you that participates. And another thing is, those of you that participate will benefit. Those of you that sit on the sidelines will not benefit. You will learn, but it'll be knowledge on ice. Knowledge on ice doesn't do anything for you. So let's get started on day 2 of the 90-day run. Now, folks, the thing that's important here is understand that we're building this in steps. And today we're going to be talking about commenting and creating content. Okay? Commenting and creating content. This is something that, and remember, we're all learning together, and that's what's exciting. We're all learning together. And every time there's a new session and I see all of these posts coming up. So in this group, there's going to be a dare. There's going to be a call to action. There's going to be some assignment for you to do. Very simple things. And I recommend that you post them into this group to show participation. When you do activities, people tend to follow. So I highly encourage you to be part of the culture of this group. We're putting a lot of effort and a lot of work and a lot of resources was actually spent to get that information to you that you get for free. And at the end of the day, I believe in paying it forward. If we pass the knowledge and transcend the knowledge to you and you become successful, everybody becomes successful, including the company. So the first thing I want to talk about commenting and creating content, folks, is commenting on people's posts. Take about 5 to 10 minutes a day. 5 to 10 minutes a day to comment. And we'll explain and we'll give you more clarity as to who do you comment, who do you do. We'll clarify all of that. Not to worry. For now, just keep in mind, don't turn around and spending hours and hours and scrolling on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and wasting a portion of your day because you're scrolling, because you're entertained. The thing is, we want to change the role where you become the entertainer. But the fact here is what's important, when you see something that interests you, that makes sense to you, take 5 to 10 minutes in the morning when you wake up, for example, and start looking at posts that resonates well with you and comment. And we'll expand on that, okay? And the thing is that you want to focus at least 5 to 10 minutes on actually posting these comments. And we'll expand to you why this is so important. So let's talk, for example, commenting in Facebook on Facebook groups. Okay, on Facebook groups. So what we recommend, and that's what Fraser was sharing, is find 10 to 20 group that match up your brand, right? That match up your business, your product, your type of product, right? And again, you don't want to go and get groups with hundreds of, find 10 to 20 groups that resonates well with you, that matches your brand, your type of person. And stay away from network marketing groups, folks. Poachers is something that is not looked upon nicely. It will not serve you well. I am telling you. This is a community, and people get to know you based on your activities, based on your actions. So if you start poaching in other people's network marketing group, people will block you, will blacklist you, and next thing you know, you get this bad rep, this bad vibe around you, and you're not going to do well. You might steal a person, you may recruit someone here and there, but in the long term, it will not serve you well, I assure you. So there's a lot of there's a lot of things we're going to share with you in a 90-day run, right? And it's really designed to build up your marketing brain, is to help you kind of process on, okay, what do you do on a daily basis with this these social media tools, because they are very powerful if they are utilized correctly. If I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking at my notes, because remember, we're learning all at the same time and we're applying this in real time. So one of the things is when you are in Facebook, and I know there's Instagram and I know there's other things, there's TikTok, but right now I'm just talking about Facebook. Okay, Facebook groups. Look for people that are like you, people that can relate to you and that you can relate to. For example, here's a niche that could be of interest to you. If you happen to be a single mom over 40, maybe you're looking for weight loss. There's a lot of groups in this environment, and maybe that you're on, for example, the meta switch, right? And you're in this journey of losing weight, and your age group could be in your 30s and 40s or 50s, right? Find groups that are common to you, and at that point, there's a relate. You can relate to them. They can relate to you, and when for you to post comment, it'll be like a second nature. You won't have to think far to be able to share some information. And important is, don't just kind of drop your products. This is not looked upon nicely. What you want to do is you want to build a relationship. You want them to notice you. You want to make a contact, right? And there might be a reference along the way as you're communicating with them. And we'll come back to that a little bit later, where once you start posting messages, they're coming back to you. You may want to send them a private message and continue the conversation there. And that's when the real discussion will get into, well, what do you do? What do you take? And etc. Okay. But right now, we're just kind of searching. Okay. Search for people that matches your brand. This is very, very important. Okay. Another thing that's important is when you look at a comment, often we tend to click like and we move on. It was very interesting because Fraser did an example. It's like you're in a bar. You're going to a bar and you're looking at someone and you're just staring at them. You're smiling and you're just staring. You're not saying anything. You're not doing anything. You're just staring at them. What happens? What would happen? Now, think about it. Someone stares at you in the bar. It's kind of freaky, right? It's like, okay, what do you want? What can I do to help you? And right away, what you're doing is you're creating resistance. So what he's saying about this is, when you turn around, you just put a like, and then you walk away. You don't say anything. You don't do anything. It's not going to create that interaction that you're looking for. And in some cases, it might be applicable, but in many cases, it is not. And one of the things that he suggests to do is to use the love button. And there's something that happens with the algorithm of Facebook when you click the love button. But just be careful, right? Because sometimes when we deal with the opposite sex, it might be interpreted a little bit weird. Okay, so you may want to put click the love button, and then from there you may want to comment as to why you love this comment, why you like their post, why you love what they're saying, because it resonates well with you, right? If there's a common sense as to why you do certain activities, well, people can relate. Okay, so so this is something that I highly recommend for you to consider. So instead of just clicking like and run away, right? If you're going to click like, that's cool, but add a comment to this. And one of the things that Fraser talked about is the comment that he uses. He's used the concept called EVO, right? What does he mean? Is encourage, value, and option, right? So again, when you spend your 5 to 10 minutes per day, right? You found those groups. You have your 10, 20 groups, and you're starting to, kind of see some posts that are out there. And one thing, what he means by the EVO is, one is to encourage, right? Share with positive and be inspirational, in a sense that, let's say they posted something that you feel you could post a certain encouraging word that would suit well. And remember, you're in a group. You can relate to these people. They can relate to you. And for example, someone's talking about weight loss and something that they've gone and they've done well. And then he says, well done, Mary. This is amazing. You look fantastic. I'm telling you, a post like that, a comment like that on a post that someone did will definitely get some positive attention, right? And create some value. value to the post. You know, I really value what it is you're sharing because I'm actually also losing weight. I have an amazing product I've been using. And as a matter of fact, your feedback is actually helping me adding this to my daily activities. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Right? Give him some value. That will also attract them towards you. Right? And an opinion, it's this is really interesting. And when it comes to an opinion, you want to be, again, always on a positive note, right? For example, if someone turns around and is posting something like, listen, I have these, I'll use the example that Fraser used because I think it was pretty cool. You know, I have this blue dress and I have this red dress. Guys, what do you think I should wear for my evening tonight? Right? And instead of just kind of playing neutral, give them an opinion. So, you know, the red dress looked fantastic on you. Or, you know what? The blue dress really matches with your eyes. You see what I'm trying to say? And Fraser is actually brilliant in doing that. And this is what we recommend for you to do. Okay. So this is the section when it comes to comment on Facebook groups. Okay. Now, the other aspect here is Instagram. Now, Instagram, in about 4 weeks from now, that's when we're going to get into the concept of dealing with Instagram. But in the meantime, what you're looking for is your ideal customer and followers. So you're looking for people that, again, that can follow, that you can relate, right, on some of the things that they post, right? And don't be afraid of losing viewers. It happens all the time. Sometimes you'll add an extra, sometimes you lose one, and don't be all wrapped up on that. You know what you're looking for is that you're looking for raving fans, right? And when you and when you comment, and again, the same thing applies with Instagram, the EVO, right? Encouragement, value, opinion, same thing. When you like something that they did or they posted and made you laugh, right? Share with them, right? And again, find 10 to 20 people that you have, that you see as the ideal follower, right? That can complement and that can actually help you learn how they go about this because they're doing the same thing you're doing. Okay? So this is again some of the recommendation that he shared. And the thing is be kind. Be kind with your comments and feedback. I'm telling you, especially in this world today, we're living in an environment that is so negative all around us. People need that positive reinforcement. Be that person. And I'm telling you, you're going to become really, really, really attractive. The other thing that he talked about is hot prospects. You know, there's going to be, which is either Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn or TikTok. Eventually, what's going to happen is you're going to have some people that you admire and people that are commenting back on some things that you posted. And there's an interaction going on there, right? So add them into your what we call your hot prospects and keep tab on what they post and what they do and continue that collaboration in commenting, sharing. And again, you don't want to stock up the person. If you understand my meaning, is that you want to be complimentary and follow some of the things that they do. And as a matter of fact, you may learn from them. This is something that he suggested. Okay, and so this is something that also I'm doing. Is I'm noticing some folks that are constantly commenting and sharing on the things that I do. You know, Tammy and I do podcasts. We do exercise in the morning, and we post these things. And we see a regular group of folks that are commenting on our stuff, and they're doing to me exactly what I'm suggesting for you to do to them. But you see, but that's the point. And eventually, what happens is that there's a familiarity that occurs. And you know, when familiarity occurs, people tend to be warmer to you. They tend to be more open to listen to what you have to share. And this is when you will find the opportunity to turn around and collaborate with them on what you're taking, what you're doing, how your life has been impacted by being part of your company. Okay? So one of the things as we finish here, folks, is when you talk about content creating, right, start with Facebook groups and knowing what what eventually will create comment and feedbacks. Find content that again suits your style, right? And just kind of share some insights about some things that are going on, and there's going to be a lot more information that's going to be shared on the actual content. But start with Facebook groups and start watching some of the content that they have there, right? Um, for example, if you're posting about menopause in a group, then when they come to your page, you may have other discussions on menopause, right? So the familiarity is very, very important. So people can make some sense on what you do and why you're actually sharing in their groups with whatever content that you happen to be sharing. And this is something that's very, very important. Okay. And very often, there's people that are very private, and this is totally okay. But if you want to build a business and you want people to gravitate towards you, you want to make sure that your stories are public. And I know sometimes that may be a little bit uncomfortable, but it needs to be public if you want people to notice you. So here's the assignment. Make a post sharing your top 3 goals for the year. Your top 3 goals for the year. And on your post, you can put something like this. And one thing that Fraser talks about is keep your mouth open, like something like, And then from there, what happens is these are your top 3 goals. And in the comments, simply ask them, what are your goals? What are your top 3 goals? What is your top goal? Maybe keep it simple. What is your top goal? Maybe ask them to share one. And again, that creates collaboration. So maybe start in this group and let us comment on your post. But you definitely want to post it into your page, right? Your feed, very important. Not in a group, not in a Facebook page, but in your feed. Fraser was telling that, obviously your Facebook group and your Facebook page, it's limited by who is connected to these groups and pages. But in your feed, anybody can see it. Anybody can see it. Anybody connected to you, anybody connected to them. So very important here is post it in your feed and then share it into this group. Share it into this group and let us comment. Let us help you elevate your efforts. Okay? So this is your call to action. So make a post sharing 3 of your top goals that you're doing in 2023 and ask people to share their big goals in the comment. Maybe ask them to share one big goal. Okay? So another thing that's important that I want to take note here. When you do a post and you share a hard question, okay? What Fraser was sharing is that you will have less engagement. But the engagement you will have will come from a higher quality of a person, if you understand what I mean by that will be engaging with you. If you share an easy question, you'll have more engagement, but the quality may not be the same. It may not be as high. So it's just food for thought as we're sharing this with you here today. Okay? So hope that you actually go and do your assignments. I hope that this session was helpful. And folks, I recommend you show up tomorrow. Tammy is going to be on tomorrow. And you show up on Monday. I believe Webmaster will be up on Monday. And I know there's some changes on schedule, so we'll figure out exactly what's going on. But commit to attend these sessions every single day. We absolutely love you. We want you to succeed, and we will do everything we can to help you succeed. So everybody have yourself a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I hope that this session was helpful. Bye for now.